Hello, everyone. I'm Maria. This is my sister Susan, and this is actually our maiden voyage on the YouTubes, UbiGant. If you enjoy fashion, lifestyle, fragrance, all things girly, makeup, things like that, shoes, you've come to the right place.
Indeed.
Today, we are going to talk about fragrances for fall, but not like the ones I hope that everyone else is talking about. Maybe something a little different. But if it
Right.
is the same, what are you going to? So, the first one I'm going to talk about. Oh no, I'm going to my glasses. Possible. Maybe not. Let me look it up. The first one I'm going to talk about is, wait for it.
Amber Rubis
Here we go.
from UbiGant.
See? Can you see it? Look at wonderful. This is great because it's a cherry fragrance, but it's not the one that everyone's heard of. It's not like Tom Ford's. It's got notes of, starts off with fruity notes like red berries and pink pepper and orange. And then the mid is where the cherry and the rum and the jasmine come in. So it makes it a little more fragrant than fruity, just fruity, right? And it closes with ambergris and woody notes like cedar and fir. I love it because it's a warm cherry, but fragrant. Oh, fragrant. So I'm going to let Susie smell it.
See if I spray it right in my
Here's
face.
like a paper.
Right. Okay.
Wait for it, everybody.
Gosh, that's pretty. It starts out really fresh.
Yeah.
Bless you. Like I get that hit of orange and berries right off the top. But then, and then isn't that pretty? And then the cherry sort of sneaks in. It's just, and there's some jasmine in there, I think. It just smells so pretty. And it's an unexpected cherry. I think a lot of cherries that are happening right now are super
Cherry leather amber.
with some and denim sometimes.
right.
And this is just completely different. Yeah. And not that those aren't beautiful, they are, but
Right.
it's nice to have one that's got a whole different DNA to it. DNA, yeah, whole different set of things going on. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Good choice, Ree. Good choice. So that's Amber Rubis from UbiGant. So if it's French, we got to go with the whole thing. Amber Rubis.
Yes, enjoy everyone. I think I'm going to be putting my glasses on everyone's.
There we
There
go.
we go. Oh my
That's
the answer.
They could. They could. Yeah,
It's pretty. It is nice
Isn't that lovely?
because it's got. I smell a little bit of the citrus
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, but it's not. It's certainly not a citrusy fragrance.
No.
Because then really the amber starts coming through almost right away.
Right. Isn't that nice? It's a nice floral for fall.
Because it's warm. It has the iris and the lavender. It's not an overly masculine lavender either.
No. Although it could be, I think it could be unisex.
It's super unisex to me.
Yeah. It's not a girly fragrance by any
No.
stretch, but it's also not masculine.
So I like it. It's lightly floral, more warm, spicy, but it definitely has the floral, but it's got the purple floral, so it's less bright.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then it's got that little creaminess of the sandalwood along with the amber.
And then the iris and the sandalwood always pair so nicely, in my opinion.
So nice.
You said warm, cozy.
Yeah. So that's King of Flowers by Aljahabra.
Yeah. This way. Yeah, that's my chair.
That's your cherries.
So, oh my gosh. Okay. The next is one that it's been going around a little bit, but it's Royal Incense from Oman Luxury, which is actually like an Arab princess that owns her own fragrance line.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And all they're concerned about is how it smells. They don't care how much it costs to make it. And you can tell in the fragrance how it's executed. It is just unlike anything else I've ever encountered.
Yeah.
So this is an ambery, smoky spice. It's got all the things, right?
It's such a well-blended house.
Right.
Anything we've found from them and any of their fragrances that we have are just, they're almost so well-blended you can't distinguish the notes.
Right. Other incense fragrances that I've encountered can sometimes be real medicinal.
Yeah.
And this is not. It's not a sharp incense. It opens up with the pink pepper and a geranium lily. So it's got some floral and some punch at the beginning for the pink pepper, but that dissipates almost right away to blend in with the rest of the base notes is where really all the magic happens. And that's where we have like honey and incense and amber and leather and vetiver and cedar and musk. And it sounds really crazy and wacky, but really put
it's
together,
it's so pretty.
it's just
delicious.
that's the medical term.
It is technically.
It's a beautiful incense fragrance. I can't say enough about it.
It really is,
Can't say enough about it.
and it's unique but not weird.
It's a key feature
Mm.
in my fragrance journey. Cannot be weird.
No, cannot
So,
be weird.
Here it is. Oh dear.
There it is.
Royal incense is my next selection.
So then, I guess keeping with the incense, maybe I will go to Incense Precieux by Van Cleef. And it's one that I smelled in the store. I think we were at Saks. And I immediately had to buy
No
it.
Neiman Marcus.
There we go. Incense Precieux by Van Cleef and Arpels. Here, let me put the little dangle in the front.
Absolutely.
They blend. They also blend a beautiful scent. This is another incense one. Amber, smoky, spicy, all the things. It's got a little animalic going on too. But it's smell.
Yeah, it's got some to it.
Yeah.
Again, the incense and myrrh are what you encounter first.
Yeah.
But this one's kind of linear, which I like. I'm not mad at a linear fragrance because then you get it and it is what it is.
Yeah. It's very different than the royal incense.
For sure.
The royal incense it goes this.
It's more dynamic.
Yeah. And this is this way. It's quiet, but it's still punchy.
Right.
And then there's a little bit of vanilla in it. For those of us who have a little problem with vanilla, that would be me. Yeah, I love a vanilla, but this isn't super vanilla. It's just got that little bit of.
It's not a vanilla fragrance. An herby. I say herby, not really herbs, but
it's got some pepper.
The myrrh and the incense would be that like herbaceous.
Yeah, smell it again. So this is Incense Precieux by Van Cleef and Arpels.
And if we can find links to this stuff, we'll definitely put it in the notes. Because I don't know about you, I like to
be able to find
the easiest way to shop it, and we're both Dutch, so we can find you a good deal. The next one that I have going is it's a new house to me that I discovered. I heard about it before, and I didn't do anything about it, and then I happened upon it again recently, and this is Tonka Extraordinaire by Experimental Perfume Club, and it is slap your mama. It's so beautiful. Yeah. This, of course, is a Tonka fragrance, and it has nutty notes and...
Yeah, the first thing you get is the nuts. Sesame in it, too, which is so cool.
I love a sesame fragrance. Not everybody does. Sesame can be tricky for people. I love it. If you're not a sesame person, I would not recommend this fragrance.
Yeah, the sesame and then the hazelnut hit me first, and then it warms into the Tonka.
The Tonka and almond together with the myrrh. I like a punch in the face fragrance, okay, first of all. And this is like a slap in the face instead of punch in the face, okay?
But I think it warms down to a nice caress.
Yes,
on the face.
It's like a slap the way you like.
Don't tell Mom.
Yeah, don't tell Mom. But it has some vanilla and the frankincense and the patchouli at the end. It's just a nice, warm, rounded fragrance. And
yeah, this one is like you want to put it on in the evening when somebody's coming over. And you're going to look a little foxy, or just put it on in the evening when you want to feel a little foxy and
put on the fireplace channel on your TV.
Yeah. So this is Tonka Extraordinaire.
Extra, yes. By Experimental Perfume Company.
I
highly recommend.
Definitely.
What's your next one?
My next one is Vanille, Oris Vanille, from Banana Republic. So I was initially a bit reticent to get Banana Republic.
She's fancy.
I'm a little fancy. So there's Oris Vanille. But I heard another influencer talking about it. What was it? Veronica? Veronica was,
I love her.
We love Veronica Says. Hi, Veronica. So this one is, again, we're doing the woody amber, but there's some powdery, some iris, some warm smoky. The first thing that hits me the citruses, but then it goes down and relaxes and it's got
citrus and like the green notes of the juniper
but then it's got that pretty Oris.
I love
in there.
Oris.
I know, right?
Because it's creamier than an iris because it's the root, right?
Yeah. And it has a note of apple blossom, which is odd.
But that gives it the sweetness, though.
Yeah, it does. It gives it a really pretty sweetness. And then that incense and the sandalwood and the Oris. I just think it's a beautiful blended fragrance. It lasts really well. I've worn it a few times. And you definitely smell it. People around you smell it, but not in a I can't
Right.
stand you smell.
The apple blossom almost reads like a Tonka with the sweetness of it, but
Yeah.
it's softer than a Tonka.
Yeah, it
It,
is.
it reads as if it should be Tonka, but it's not, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And this is
I
a
like
nice
it.
one, Oris Vanille from Banana Republic, and they're priced to move.
For real, for real. The next one is in Italian, so I apologize in advance for my Italian speakers in the community. This is Passaggiata.
Passaggiata, Vittorio, Emanuele, Trussardi.
Okay, so we have either amazed or totally insulted both.
Probably both.
Probably both. You're welcome. Now, this is a fragrance that, first of all, dog, love it.
I know,
love
we
it.
love it.
It's a gourmand, and it's not one of these like photorealistic. I smell like a hot banana or a pile of waffles with walnuts in it or something. Right? But it is a gourmand in that it has some sweet and nutty notes to it. Okay, opens up with a beautiful floral note, and which slips almost because it has jasmine in it, but it's not a jasmine fragrance. So
Right.
people who are evil about jasmine, I think, will still get with it.
Yeah.
It opens up with hazelnut and coffee and cinnamon, but that jasmine,
That's
it-
the initial
right.
that you
right.
get from it. And
And-
that tuberose as well. I think those two flowers sneak out
It's
first.
the herby, nutty coffeeness of it is not as sweet as a lot of the stuff that's out right now that just came out, which I appreciate. I like her gourmand just fine, but I don't need it to like something I want to eat.
And I'm not a fan of coffee scents. And it's not that you can't smell the coffee in this, because I can, but it's really beautiful. It doesn't smell like coffee.
It's paired so well with
Yeah.
the hazelnut and the cinnamon, because cinnamon can be, for me,
Yeah.
kind of ew if it's done too much or it's done cheaply.
Yeah.
It smells super
Yeah.
to me. But
And
this
then
is
it's
done
got
really
some
well.
musk in the bottom too.
vanilla and musk at the
like-
bottom to really soften it up.
So pretty. So pretty.
So that's something Italian
Passaggiata from Trussardi with the puppy on the top.
with the puppy.
We love a puppy. We can't stop ourselves. So my next one is coming from a person who has had a challenging journey with oud. She has
side.
taken me to the dark side. This is Opulencia Oud Tomavici. So that's their newer oud one. And the bottle, first of all, is
the bottle's
just,
amazing
look at
and
how pretty that
gorgeous.
is ombre from
Gorgeous.
top to bottom, and like an amber to pink. Oh, so pretty.
This whole house is just really
Yeah.
gorgeous. I think they're done by Christian Provenzano or something like that.
Here you go.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
grabbing the
giving
wrong-
her the same. Oh, that's right. So pretty.
It's done. They're done.
Yeah,
No,
this is Christian Provenzano.
I think he does most of their fragrances,
Yeah.
and
he's
so
the perfume.
he knows what he's doing.
And this one has a lot going
Zillion
on.
notes,
It's primarily a rose oud,
traditional oud.
but it's got a lot of rose in it. And I think that's what does it for me, is that I'm such a rose lover that just the rose got me, and then the oud is there and pretty. And there's some berry in it and some saffron.
From the raspberry sweetness.
Yeah.
Not in a gourmand way at all. It's
No.
definitely an oud fragrance.
Yeah.
But it's so masterfully done. Of all the ouds that I have in my collection, it's certainly top 5
Yeah.
for sure for me.
Yeah. I would say for me, oud wise, it's number one.
We only have a couple.
This is true,
So-
but it has
And
to,
it's- no, but
she's
it's
number
excellent.
one.
It's,
Yeah. And I say she, but it could very well be
it's
unisex.
a unisex oud
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I would say unisex, leaning feminine,
Leaning feminine
takes
with the
someone
rose,
from,
yeah.
from center.
Yeah. And it's got so many things. It's back to that royal incense one
Mhm.
that we talked about in that first UbiGant that you did.
Yeah.
They're so well blended.
There's a gazillion notes, but it
Yeah.
doesn't smell busy. It doesn't smell loud.
No.
It's definitely a punchy fragrance. You're gonna come in the room
Mhm.
and they're gonna know you're there.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
it lasts
not like
forever, too.
bunko fragrance.
No, it's
you
not
know?
bunko perfume. No. So this is
There's
the
anything
oud-
wrong with bunko perfume.
No, Tamavici. Check this house out. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we get them at House of Dubai. Shout out.
Yeah.
We'll
they're-
link them.
They have
Fabulous.
an amazing collection.
Mm-hmm.
All the things. In keeping with the coffee theme, not really a theme, but my last one was coffee. I'm gonna bring up my other coffee. And this is Kopi Luwak by Fragrance World. They have a whole line of coffee fragrances that they brought out last season. I think there was like 4 of them. So I went and I smelled all 4 of them. And this one to me was the most unique coffee. because it wasn't just your typical, oh, I'm a cappuccino or oh, I'm a hazelnut latte, that kind of thing. It doesn't really have any kind of milky note to it. It's coffee, rose, and oud, basically, which I really appreciate because it's different than your average coffee fragrance. Because I have some coffee fragrances and I love them, but sometimes it's nice to have something that if you don't feel like smelling like you just had a Starbucks mochaccino that spilled on your shirt,
Right.
it has the sweetness from the coffee.
Yeah.
It has maybe just 2 drops of milk,
2 drops.
maybe.
Yeah.
They're not calling it out,
bit.
but to me, like just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's not a bitter coffee.
No,
It's not
okay.
bitter. It's a fragrant coffee.
It's very fragrant.
And I don't mean like fragrant like with flowers, but it's, you know, how sometimes you smell coffee grounds and they're more fragrant. They
Right.
don't just smell like Folgers. They're
Right.
like,
It's a beautiful coffee. It's
yeah.
a well roasted coffee.
But
a
it's
good
not,
bean.
it's not strong though. It's not when you go and you have that burnt diners coffee or like
No.
Starbucks. A
Yeah.
lot of their regular drip coffee can be really strong and burny. It's not that. And it's got
it's-
the rose in it.
Yeah. And it's not weak church basement coffee
No,
either.
it is not. I think you guys really have to get your nose on it. It's fragrance rolled. It's less than $40.
And if you like coffee, you will love it.
I think this is a really great option because it's definitely coffee, but it's not sickeningly sweet and it's not overly bitter, which is a very hard combo to strike, in my opinion, when it comes to a coffee fragrance. But this one has done it, and I really can't say enough about it, especially for the price point.
Yeah.
Really, it's great.
It is. It's very good. So now to break that price point issue.
Oh, geez.
I know. Here we go. This one is Reine de Sable from Paris, and it's called Divine Tentation. First of all, have you seen a more beautiful bottle?
Oh.
Color. It's like the Queen of Sheba's headdress or something.
I want to use it as a corsage
You
or
could
something.
use it as a corsage.
Or a
and then
weapon.
This slips off, and the inside says Reine de Sable inside. I can peek through it. So anyway, this Divine
It's all about
Temptation,
packaging, but it's really the fragrance.
the
still.
fragrance is divine. So this one we learned about from Sebastian,
Yeah.
and actually weren't able to get this one first. Got another one first, but this one
Yeah,
reminds
that's
me
right,
of fall.
that's right.
So beautifully Christmassy, fall, Thanksgiving-y. It's a warm, spicy. It's definitely boozy.
This is something you could wear on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, it's got vanilla. It's got cinnamon. So the top notes are rum and fig and clove. And I really get those right off the top.
The fig isn't super figgy though.
No, it's
Because
not.
I'm a fig girl. And
She
this
loves
is
fig.
it's pretty. Listen.
Yeah.
You can definitely sense the fig, but it's not a main player.
Yeah. And then it's got the middle notes are cinnamon and Peru balsam and Gaiac wood. But then the bottom's got the vanilla and the amber and the patchouli. Just so beautiful.
And the light went out. Wait, that's exactly the
There we
right.
go.
And we're back. We
We're
were
back.
talking about Reine de Sable.
Reine de Sable, Divine Temptation, just, I don't know. She gives me those feels. And I said she again, but you can wear, I
It's
think
a
it's a unisex.
It's their Reine de Sable only makes unisex fragrances
Yeah.
per se, but this one again, I would say 2 ticks towards feminine. It's for all the foodie kind of spicy notes though. It's not like it just has a feeling of a spicy fragrance without being like, ooh, it's so spicy.
It doesn't smell like food.
No.
Yeah, at all. It doesn't smell
Well, I
like
wouldn't say at all. Like the cinnamon and all that kind of stuff does
Right.
have a foodness to it, but it's not foodie love don't be shy.
right,
Or
yeah.
like the one with the dog. I don't
Yeah.
remember the name.
Passaggiata.
That has more of a food.
Yeah. And this
note.
house, every one of their fragrances is created by a different perfumier. And this one is by Matthew Nardin. And it's just beautiful. Can't recommend it enough.
My last one, I know you're so sad.
I know.
Finally
This
getting-
is our last
Finally
one.
getting to the end. Is another one by the House of Tamavici. And this is Ange Noir, the 21st. Susan's the fact checker. She's the beauty and the
I'm
brains.
I-
I'm the sass.
I
Okay.
paid attention to Roman numerals.
Details. This is a green powdery, like, and again, it's got a gazillion notes to it, but it opens with apple. So it's got that tart brightness
Mhm.
at the beginning, and
Gallibanum.
which is also a green kind of,
Mhm.
has some greenish herbious
Yeah.
earthness. but it's not a green fragrance. I wouldn't classify that at all. It's quite warm, actually, because then you go into a violet and rose, but it's a black violet. So it's different. It's not as creamy as a regular violet note.
It's like a sexy violet as opposed to a nice girl violet.
And then the base, of course, is like patchouli, amber, musk, cedar. So a beautiful base. So it's going to last you a good long time. It's a sexy fragrance.
Yeah.
I put it in the fall for me, but it's really, you could wear this year round. It's just a matter of how much you wear. Like I'm an oversprayer of everything, but
Now,
this one, if you put a few sprays on, you could wear it in the summer, in the evening for sure.
yeah.
But I just am in love with it. So I put it in the fall fragrance.
It's one of those that gives you those
Makes
feels.
you feel a certain kind of way.
Certain kind of way, exactly. So
There's our thoughts on fall fragrances.
fall fragrances.
Now, I want you guys to put in the comments what your favorite fall fragrance is.
Yeah.
But also, where are you going for Thanksgiving? I would love to know that.
Yeah.
And also, what else are you looking for? What if you're looking for a new channel? What else would you like to see on the channel? Like we want to do some vlogs with clothes and makeup. We're not going to go on and with the techniques because we're clearly not makeup artists, but we love to talk about it.
We do. And we are both of a certain age, and we've realized there's not a ton of content out there for women our age as far as makeup, because our skin is different now than it was.
It actually has texture.
Yeah, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And fashion, too. I think both of us have learned what works for us and also what can help other people
understand things together. It doesn't have to be $1 million.
No.
You can buy inexpensive clothes and look expensive.
Right.
But anyhow, I digress. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Please comment and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and be seen by more people in the algorithm. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.